there. This is the hopefully the show that never ends here. I'm going to speak as loud as possible here. If you're watching live, then of course we always appreciate it. But of course, this is just a quickie kind of live as I go. And if you're watching on replay, then you'll understand what it's all about here. So yeah, I'm Nicolini Orange. I did actually eventually end up in Bury Edmunds, going the wrong way several times. But of course, yeah, I thought I was a little bit confused. Thought it was in Haverhill at some point, and then of course I decided that I was in Bury Edmunds today. Then when I got to Haverhill, I actually thought I was in Bury Edmunds. How confusing is that? Yeah, despite what's confusing with the Schofield scam at the moment, or the scandal, what do you call it? Scandal, I don't know what it's called. Scandal, as it's been circulating, especially on GB News and all that kind of thing. But yeah, we'll find out what the outcome of that is going to be in the next coming days. I'm not really going to discuss all of that right now, but thank you very much for tuning in, and your thumbs up is always great as per usual. Whoever does give that thumbs up, let us know in the comments. I know that, of course, we have some watchers here and there. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to Touring with Us. And of course, we thank all the people, including the subscribers, which have been a subscriber for a very, very long time, free of charge here, and our mods as well, which is called moderators as well. We always thank them all the way each time that I pretty much do a live here like this or another kind of live. But yeah, of course, you might see the thumbnail. Basically, what a thumbnail is a picture that you'll see on each video. Okay, so if you see a picture, basically it means a thumbnail. It's a strange name. I don't know why YouTube come up with it, but of course it's one of those crazy kind of sort of names. I think it's a crap name, but of course that's what I think anyway. Forget all that crap. But yeah, yeah. So welcome to the show that hopefully never ends. And of course, if you're watching on replay, massive thumbs up to you as well. Anyway, let's not get the swear box out too early. But this here is up for sale, of course, on our eBay. If you do want to get yourself a copy of that, I think it's a small kind of price. Find out what the price is when you check out the eBay shop. If you do want to get yourself a key ring, which is basically something that you put on your key, in case you didn't know already. But yeah, it's just been amazing. We've already uploaded some cafe videos, and what we're interested in, the last part of the video, actually, of course, we're asking people which Asda was it. If you think you know right now, you can put it down here, of course, or on the video itself. Some people have already guessed, say like Bury Edmunds, and some people don't even know. Even for those people watching in Scotland that don't know. And I want to give a mention to someone from Scotland as well, who of course comments a lot on our videos, but I don't think they come on the actual broadcast. So let's have a look. Bear with me 1 second. Because I've got to stretch my phone here. So somebody made a comment while I'm waiting here to find it. Somebody made a comment, of course, regarding the Lowestoft worth seeing. Of course, somebody said by the name of KTJ Simmer. I don't know who that was or who it is. I don't know what they mean by what they are saying. The market isn't a regular occurrence, more's the pity. Right, okay, and it's part of a special event happening at the time. So that sounds like a joke I've never heard of. It sounds like a joke, but let me know if you know otherwise. And of course, yeah, I think it's Alpha Mog. who I believe is from Scotland. Or maybe, of course, no, it's somebody else. No, Alpha Mog actually said Haverhill, Tesco, and Berry Asda, but of course we're looking for the cafe at the end of the programme without confusing anyone. And of course, yeah, Johnny Mac 26, who doesn't often come on the lives on the broadcast. I want to give him a shout out here. I believe it's a he. Um, don't know this Asda. I am in Scotland. The one near me isn't very good. Well, we've never been to the one in Scotland, so we don't know to be absolutely certain what you're absolutely on about on that note here. So, yeah, that's another thing here. We do appreciate your comments coming through on that cafe video, and we'll announce the answer when we go to another cafe, which hopefully we'll be able to do that, whether it's a supermarket or another cafe. We don't know yet. We'll have to discuss it with the team. TEAM spells team. Absolutely. So yeah, it is very quickly. I'll just go through this Schofield scandal or whatever it is going on. Everyone's talking about it, but we won't talk about it too much because I know, of course, people won't want to hear about it too much. But I'm not going to give you my opinion on it either. But of course, what's next in this world? Is it now going to go over to Gary Lineker? Is there something they're going to find out about Gary Lineker once, of course, ITV have been sort of discussed? And of course, it's probably going to go on to the BBC, back to Gary Lineker, because it seems to be the same sort of thing going round in circles, isn't it? But yeah, anyway, we'll have to wait and see what happens with the progress of this. So yeah, I'm not here to share my opinion on that whatsoever. But yeah, like I say, let's move on very swiftly. So yes, if you're in the vicinity, very quickly, I just mentioned this. Of course, you can pick up a leaflet which looks very looking like this, and of course, yeah, it's Haverhill 14 and 15 here. Of course, it's your local buses from Haverhill to Bury St Edmunds and vice versa. So, of course, if you didn't know the times here, I would say the first one in the morning from Haverhill bus station is 6:35. And, of course, it gets to Bury St Edmunds bus station at 7:28. Okay, and that would be the number 15 bus. Okay, there is a 14 one. I'll just talk about that now, which is a 7:15 from Haverhill bus station and ends up in Bury St Edmunds at 8:15. That is a number 14. Bear in mind, of course, this is half-term holidays at the moment, so, of course, the times will differ to ones on school days, if that makes any sense. And, of course, yeah, the Haverhill bus station, starting at that, the last one from Haverhill bus station, from Monday to Friday, this is. Yeah, that's what I'm being speaking about at the moment. Of course, 5:15 to Bury St Edmunds bus station, ending up there, of course, give and take traffic and all that kind of thing. And it should end up in Bury St Edmunds around about 8 minutes past 6. But going the opposite direction, of course, the last one currently to this day, because this timetable has not been updated since July 2021. So that is news that you won't hear anywhere else. This actual, of course, leaflet shows it all here, and that's where the date of the actual timetable commenced. Of course, July 2021. That's all it says. And of course, on the website, it tells you for any cancellations, if a driver's gone sick or something, or of course, there's any sort of cancellations they have to bring in. But of course, the cancellations could occur any time, But of course, you've got to look at the Stevenson's website for that. But yeah, coming back from Bury St Edmunds to Haverhill, the last one being, of course, 15 minutes past 6 on Monday to Friday. Okay, and of course, it's ending up around about 9 minutes past 7 in Haverhill. Without going through the whole details here. It's useful to know this because, of course, people don't bother looking at these timetables. You know, they don't sort of know it's there, or I don't know, and they just can't read properly or something like that. So they need someone like myself to actually explain it to you. So, you know, I'm quite useful for that. So, yeah, because it's half term, it of course will be these times coming from Beres and Edmonds. It'd be 3:15 and 4:15. These would be the half term, of course, you know, times, and of course they'll start from the Beres and Edmonds bus station from about 15 minutes past 3 and 15 minutes past 4. That's from Beres and Edmonds bus station to Haverhill bus station. Should be ending up, of course, on the 15 minutes past 3 from Beres and Edmonds, ending up in Haverhill about 9 minutes past 4. And the 4:15 one from Beres and Edmonds bus station, ending up in Haverhill bus station at 9 minutes past 5. Sounds cool, doesn't it? And on Saturdays, of course, Beres and Edmonds bus station finishes around about 15 minutes past 5 is the last one on Saturday. Do bear that in mind. Of course, Saturdays can be a bit on the dodgy side. It's every hour on a Saturday from Beres and Edmonds bus station to Haverhill. Should be ending up in Haverhill about 9 minutes past 6. And, of course, coming the opposite direction on a Saturday, of course, from Haverhill bus station, the earliest one is 7:45 and should end up in Beres and Edmonds bus station around about 38 minutes past 8. Alright, okay, these are the Saturday services, and the last one, of course, from Haverhill bus station is 4:15 to Beres and Edmonds, which should end up in Beres and Edmonds around about 8 minutes past 5. So that's the Saturday service on the 14 and 15, mainly, of course, 15, from Haverhill to Beres and Edmonds. Of course, I hope to do a little bit more detail of that in due course, so that you get a sort of pretty much good idea of how the timetable works. But of course, yeah, we can give you a kind of screenshot map of, you know, the timetable if you need it. But of course, preferably, it's much easier to actually check it up online. But if you're extra old-fashioned or old school, then pick up a leaflet which looks very similar to this. Stevenson's are the only ones are actually doing these leaflets. I don't even think Stagecoach, a big Scottish sort of private company of Stagecoach, are not distributing these leaflets anywhere. And of course, you know, something to know. Yeah, so that's why people don't know the bus times on that note. But yeah, that's another thing altogether. Another good app to get, apparently, is My Trip. Plan your journey with your tickets and track your bus, and useful information such as how many passengers are already on board. Interesting. So yeah, if you get My Trip, and it might actually tell you on that My Trip. I might download it to show you what it actually looks like. It'd be interesting to get that working again. But yeah, I actually tried that and I didn't think much of it. But yeah, the best one to get is bustimes.org. That actually tells you the live tracking, and of course, if there's any kind of bus that need to be updated, that kind of thing, and that's quite useful for that. Also, of course, you've got the kind of bus it is, like a double decker or a single decker, and where it's pretty much going 9 times out of 10. And of course, some trackers are on it and some trackers are not on it. It all depends on, you know, the satellite system and all that kind of thing. So it's useful to know all that, and it tells you the registration number and what type of bus it is and what kind of bus facilities it's got. Well, obviously it won't have a toilet, but of course, yeah, trains do more than buses. But of course, you also got the facilities like the possible Wi-Fi And if it does have Wi-Fi, because not all buses will have Wi-Fi these days now, even if it does, it'll be limited. And of course, you've got the USB ports on most buses. Some of them are plugs, which don't actually work most of the time, and some of them are just basically um, sockets that you would put in like a USB socket directly rather than just a plug kind of thing. So yeah, I don't want to sound very technical too much because I'm not an electrician. I'm not an electrician on that note, so of course I won't sort of go into the brain baffling kind of experience on that. So anyway, that my all-weather friend is just about it for this live update here. Except to say, of course, catch you back on the other kind of shows that we do, and of course, yes, we've been still looking at the voting polls of where, of course, people would be most interested for us to go to, which is quite fascinating. Like, of course, which restaurant to go to out of the choices that we've given you, like, of course, the Red Lion in Sturmer and the Red Lion in Horseheath, the Dog and Duck, which is quite close between that and the Red Lion. I think it was something like that, but yeah, I'd have to double check to make absolutely certain. Um, so yeah, it's going through the poll. So of course, yeah. One other thing I would like to actually say before I go, yeah, I'm just looking at the poll now. Yeah, the 100 plough doesn't, of course, have any votes whatsoever, but it did have some vote on Facebook. So it's fascinating we get the different sort of kind of results on YouTube rather than just a Facebook. So it's quite an interesting score. So Red Line Horseheath is 40%. Red Line Sturmer uh, is only on 20% now, and the Dog and Duck and Linton, it's a sort of fine battle between that. So maybe we'll do a draw on one or the other, and then of course we'll find out what the winner is at the end of it. A bit like a playoff final. So 5 votes. Wow, that's amazing. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much, everyone that has tuned in live tonight, and of course, yes, you are my absolute friends here. We don't bore you on our clocks here. We try not to anyway. It is about 11 o'clock. I think I missed the rest of the Dan Witten show. Never mind. I think he had Kerry Katona, I think, on there, speaking about the um, Philip Schofield scandal. Oh, I missed that. Anyway, that's another thing altogether. But yeah, I hope it all sorts itself out, whatever goes on here. Whether, of course, the Director General of ITV disappears off the face of the earth, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. But, it's, everyone could have their own sort of opinion on that one. I'm not going to share mine because I'm not allowed to. We're not that kind of channel here. Although, of course, we do kind of do friendly kind of stuff on here. We're not really political, and we don't want to go into that sort of depth with that. What else can I leave you with here? Has anyone had an ear wax removal? Clinics available across Suffolk. So, of course, yeah. If you want to know more information, go to, of course, earview.co.uk. And there's a number here, 07925 65 116. info@earview.co.uk. So, yeah, it tells you on the leaflet who they are. Of course, Earview Limited is a award-winning clinical ear care provider in Suffolk, providing, of course, micro-suction ear wax removal services in multiple locations. The company is run by a director and clinical ear care practitioner Jason Curtis, RHAD, FDSC, MSHAA, who has several years of experience in audiology, audiology and has previously worked as a hearing aid orthologist, or no, audiolist. I can't read it there. So, yeah, a hearing aid audiolist. Yeah, new words coming through my mind here. And we go on to say that Earview Limited is passionate about providing professional, accessible, affordable ear care to patients in a comfortable and caring manner. So, yeah, you can actually scan, of course, for more information. A lot of people don't actually tell you too much about those scanning kind of things. So, what is it? I only gather, of course, you can scan your phone here if you've got a phone scanner, and then you just basically find out more information. It directs you to a website. I believe that's what it does. Of course, if you know any better than me, come and let me know in the comments. Very quickly here, the enchanting Goodestone Water Gardens, worth checking out here. Come and relax and unwind in a beautiful place. What could be nicer than to stroll through an enchanting garden, explore the nature trail, or perhaps spot a kingfisher and enjoy delicious homemade cakes? Of course, the 4 ponds and, of course, natural trout stream waterways, as in waterways, 3 bridges, lots of seats, plant sales, and of course mature trees and shrubs, colourful borders, and nature trail, bird hide, flat grassy paths, and tea room. A unique attraction for all garden lovers, naturalists, artists, and photographers, or those who simply want a restful break. How interesting is that? And of course, you can find Waterstone Gardens, of course, on its way to down a market sort of direction here. Okay, we have a comment. It was good to see a video on Lowestoft. Looking forward to more. Yeah, sorry, that comment just flashed away. Let's have a look. Looking forward to more from my part of the world. What part of the world are you from? KTG Simmer. I was wanting to know, actually, as part of the team was wanting to know, actually, because we have several people, of course, writing on touring with us at any one time. So, yeah, I think the whole team wanted to know, basically, what you was actually referring to your comment. So if you can let us know, we'll be very much appreciated of that. Okay. I've only got I'm only on 20%. I don't know why that is, but anyway, yeah. Born in London, but been in Lowestoft for 10 years. Wow, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, are you local to Lowestoft? Are you telling me on that note? That'd be grateful and useful to know that. I'm really, really chuffed to know that. I haven't actually been down Lowestoft recently, but of course, when I did go down there, I really found it a fantastic place. Very quiet, but I ended up going to the East Point Pavilion, which of course is a marvellous little area, nice little coffee area as well. Very, very useful over there, and also, of course, a lovely Joseph Conrad Weatherspoons there. We do Weatherspoons tours. Okay, you live not very far. Perhaps you can come and say hello to the face behind the voice at some point. I'm looking in the orange, just in case you're wondering. Here, I'm part of the team of Touring With Us. You could say I'm a founder, but of course some people say I'm just a presenter. So, yeah, just keep it at that. Absolutely. So, yeah, glad to see you first time on the channel as well. Please do come on our channels quite on a regular basis when you actually come and see us on the channel. And I believe you are a new subscriber to us as well. And, we really, really do appreciate that. We have the live broadcast that we do as well, which is the other thing that, of course, I just got time to tell you before my battery dies on this phone. But yeah, like I say, very quickly tell you the NAR show, otherwise known or also known as the Nice and Relaxing Show, and that is hosted by myself and, of course, performance on the electronic organ by Giuliani Apple, which is his stage name to this current day, like the Nicolini Orange is a stage name, by the way. Yeah, I do have a real name, but of course, I prefer to be a stage name because it makes it, sound like a bit glamour kind of thing. So yeah, he can be heard on occasional broadcasts when he wants to perform again. So, yeah, we don't have a regular time slot. So, of course, please do hit your notification buttons so you know when, of course, we upload a live and upload a video at the same time. I just want to leave you with this as well. Well, I didn't bring it with me, but I just wanted to say, well, first of all, hello to that one that's just come on this channel for the first time. I've seen you ever on this live, but yeah, you've been commenting on the videos, which is quite nice of you. So big shout out to you as well. Shout out to those in Lowestoft. We've got some Beckles videos that we have had on the channels. Well, go through and check it out. And I'm hoping that I can upload finally my Beckles Weatherspoons tour, of course, of the room that I was in. I had been waiting for an email from them. I presume it's okay for me to go ahead. I just presume at the moment, if they don't like it, I can always take it down because, I want to take a chance and this time put it up on the channel for you lot, for you guys out there. But yeah, we will have a Q&A at some point from time to time. Sometimes we're in Norfolk and we do a Q&A there, so please do come and check us out over there when we're not tired, because we were doing a lot of travelling because we came from Clacton and then went up to Norwich and then up to where we went to in Great Yarmouth, which was a great treat. So yeah, and we've got a tour of where we actually were based in that sort of area. Our little studio that we used, we could say it's a studio, but yeah, just one tiny little thing. I think there's just two other things, but yeah, just one thing. I actually posted a minute ago an very old recording. I know it's going to be very silly for copyright, but of course I've got another channel called Nick the Producer. You can subscribe to that if you want to as well and listen to some of the music on there. I've got Teddy J as well. We Love East Anglia. Got quite a few YouTube channels. We've got We Love Havel as well. So you make your own choice up what sort of channel you want to come on, and we appreciate that. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. It really means a lot. And we do walk tours as well. We do a bit of that, town tours, city tours, and we also do seaside resorts from time to time as well when we get round to it. But yes, it's, as we know on the train strikes, it's not easy to get around when we want to because we don't rely on cars. Some videographers just rely purely onto cars. If they didn't have their cars, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing now. I'm not going to mention any videographer names out there. There are some out there that have got huge audience out there just purely because they've got a car. So yeah, you'll have to work them out for what I'm on about there. But yeah, I've got some recordings, an old recording of a lovely radio station back in the East. If anyone remembers it, of course, it's called Vibe FM. It was called Vibe FM. It's now changed over to Kiss 100 or just Kiss on its own. I remember it just being Kiss 100 in London. But yeah, the old former shows that used to be on there, the Club Vibe with Buster Brooker is one of them, and of course it took you through to the Essential Club Mix, which was mixed up by Mark Elliott, if you like your dance music kind of thing. And I've got several tapes of that. Hopefully, I'll upload them at some point on that channel. I'd rather do it on that channel rather than this channel because I don't want to get demonetized for it. That's what it is. So I don't really care two hoots about my other channels. It's just this one that's mainly, the important one out of the whole lot. Yeah, and the second well, in actual fact, the last bit I wanted to talk about and talk you through is, of course, these things which you can earn yourself a copy of. Well, of course, if you want to buy one on the eBay, you can buy them for a small little price, probably around about £4. Very, very cheap price for a price of, whatever you can buy for £4 these days. But yeah, so yeah, so that's that. And of course, yes, well, we've got some other stuff that we can sell to you as well, which is cups and things like that, and people have bought them in the past. All goes towards the channel, and of course, if you do want to help support the channel as well in another way, your own choice. You don't have to, but of course, we appreciate it if you do. So yeah, finally, I'll give that a mention. Of course, you've got GoFundMe, which they are pretty much like, of course, a super chat, which you get if you've got about 1K subscribers on your channel, which we don't have yet. But of course, I'm not thinking that moment right now. But what I am sort of talking about is we've got a little mini one. So of course, it does take a cut on there. So of course, whatever you say, like you gave £2 or something like that, it would give us, say, like £1.50 or something like that. All spend it on us, but of course we have decided to spend some of the money on the East Park, where we did a live and a recent live from East Park, and we can actually donate our own sort of pennies towards it, and for whatever we receive from GoFundMe or PayPal, because you can do it by PayPal. Then of course we would then donate some of it towards the upkeep of the East Park in Haverhill, because it's got actually a bit where you donate your pennies, and we film it as we do it as well. So we are pucker on that. You know where your money's going to go. And of course, yeah, it'd be very interesting. See if we can raise a few on that. So there is a link in the description somewhere. If it's not on this one, it will be, hopefully. And of course, on the other one, which is the About section. Okay, we're going to cut a long story short now. I've got to cut you short, unfortunately. Time is the enemy. And don't forget, we don't bore you on our clocks. Well, we don't hope to either. So there you go. Absolutely fantastic. So we just love what we're doing, and we hope that you can actually tell your friends about us, and hopefully we'll be in Lowestoft soon. But yeah, I do know there is a bus that you can get from Great Yarmouth to Lowestoft. It takes a blooming hour, but of course it does get to Lowestoft. And there's also a train when it's running, when it's not on strike day, because the strike day runs up towards 4th of June, I believe it is. See what happens after that. Let's hope they don't do that, because I do want to get to Great Yarmouth again. But yeah, Norwich to Lowestoft is the train source from that. I have actually been on it, so yeah, it's a great treat to go to Lowestoft. It's something that I haven't been doing for all the time, but of course I do like to check a different seaside out. So yeah, I'm not one of those that criticises seaside resorts or even places. I just stick to a view. There's places that you're gonna like, and there's places you're not gonna like. So it's gonna be a mixture. Wherever you go in this world, you're gonna get some stuff you will like, stuff you won't. I'm very constructive. Okay, there are videographers out there that will just be talking about something dirty, and all that kind of thing, and giving it a bad review rather than being constructive. No, that's not the way that I feel. I am your biggest fan. Of course, Peter Weisholid. Whoever you are, your biggest fan. Have you subscribed to us? Have you? Uh, is that what you're saying here? That, of course, you are the biggest fan, and now that you're the biggest fan, you have subscribed to us. Absolutely brilliant. So hopefully the moderators are basically tuning in, making sure there's no spamming, keeping all the chats clean, which we do appreciate. And we don't want nothing about, of course, Ukraine or Russia or anything like that. That will be definitely sort of removed at any time. So, yeah, if you've got any constructive, as they say, feedback, feel free to use this email. If you want to do it the old-fashioned way, feel free to do so. You've got that choice. That's touringwithusteam@gmail.com. We will get back to you accordingly. And of course, we'll also get back to you on our community section as well. That, my all-weather friend, is just about it for tonight. Wherever you're going, wherever you may be for the rest of the weekend, like as Buster Brooker said in the day, we'll leave it at that. And it is truly and deeply end of story for now. Until next time, take care of yourselves and mostly importantly, each other. Which, of course, that was a sort of saying from Jerry Springer, if you remember that. Take care of yourselves and each other. There you go. Who remembers Jerry Springer? But there you go. Great memories, I have to say. So, yeah, from myself and part of the team, sounding like a train announcer here, and part of the Greater Anglia here, we bring you a close to the show. So there you go. And I think I'll leave that racing for your mind. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. And yeah, do take care of yourselves. Stay safe. And from myself, on behalf of the whole team of Touring With Us, it's good night.